Raise your hands if you feel that you were tricked into buying a home in good faith.
They're Brits who say they were tricked when they bought or built a property in Spain. For each, their house to retire in.
We all bought in good faith.
And only later they found out that they owned a so-called illegal home.
Cost us 100,000 to build.
Right. Take the countryside villa Christine and Noel Payne built 10 years ago.
And then it has to show that we got a licence to build.
All right, so licencia municipal de obras.
At the time, they did all the necessary paperwork.
So the town hall here, the local town hall here, told you you had permission to build here?
Yes.
But years later, the authorities here told them they had broken planning laws. And now they have a demolition order on their house.
It's there all the time, you know, in the back of your mind. When we're going to get another letter? When are we going to hear we're in court? And it just goes on.
But for some, it's already too late. Neighbours recently filmed 2 houses being knocked down.
And this is what remains. The owners of what was this house and their would-be next-door neighbours just up there have both returned to Britain. John and Jan Brooks from Taunton spent €200,000 on what was supposed to be their retirement home here. So far, though, they've received no compensation. Now, 20 metres or so down the road, and there's this house, and there's another next door, and both are still standing, the garden completely overgrown. The house itself has been looted and is in a sorry state. This belonged to Peter and Margaret Hegarty, €167,000. That was their life savings. But both their house and the one next door are now at risk of demolition.
We tracked down the local mayor in charge at the time.
As the mayor at the time, you should know that those houses are being built, shouldn't you?
En aquel momento no. En aquel momento no.
Pero debes. I mean, you should at least. You should. Debes. Deberías.
No, no, ya te lo he dicho. Cuando nosotros tenemos conocimiento es cuando viene la Guardia Civil.
Are you sorry?
Totalmente.
Sorry isn't much if you've lost a house. There are 13,000 so-called illegal properties in this part of Almería province alone.
For those involved, it's absolutely devastating. I mean, they live with this sort of threat of demolition hanging over them, and we know from individual cases how stressful it is, how distressing it is for the individuals, and it's the uncertainty that is the big problem here.
Front door.
Right.
And the random nature of local politics here is epitomised by the case of Helen and Len Pryor. Their house once stood on this patio. Here's a photo before the local authorities knocked it down 6 years ago. Len and Helen have received no compensation. And they now live in what was their garage. Somehow that survived. But their house was not so lucky. Tom Burridge, BBC News, in Almería, in southern Spain.